is from Linda. She said, my conversion rate is challenging. I have buyers in different phases of purchasing. The low-hanging fruit ones seem to become disinterested after many hours of working with them. I feel like I'm burning up the hours with them and no results. How can I identify those types of buyers quickly?
Okay, so I think we just created a new concept that I have never taught before. And that's the phases of buying a home. So I'm making this up as I go. So gang, be patient with me. Sarah, who asked this question?
Her name is Linda.
So Linda, I think we need to start explaining to buyers. There's three phases to owning a home. The first phase is the discovery phase. And the discovery phase is we really don't know what we want, except we want to own a home or buy a home. There's the question of the features of the home, the location of the home, the size of the home, the condition of the home. Like there's all that. So there's the discovery phase of buying. Phase two is we know where we are. By the way, I'm making this up, so give me a second. Phase two is we have discovered the features and what's important. So we've narrowed it down, but we're still not in phase three. Phase three is we're buying a house today. We are clear about what we want. We have now emotionally, financially, spiritually, logically, emotionally, we are ready to buy today. If we find the house that we have discovered through phase one and phase two, that this is our next home. I think it might be a good idea, gang, that we let buyers know that it's okay when they're in phase one and phase two and not get discouraged during the discovery phase. I have to come up with a name for phase two, Julie. So there's the discovery phase, there is the I know what I want phase, and then there's the commitment phase where we're committed, we're buying today if we find the house we want. Okay.
Right. So discovering and then identifying maybe, and then committed.
Yeah. The discovery phase, the I'm sure I know what I want phase, and then I'm ready to buy phase. Okay. So in the discovery phase, I think what the buyer, it's okay to do with the buyers is to have them go out and just look at stuff. Now they need to have agency representation, right? So they need to hire you because you're going to be doing some other work to help them in the discovery phase. So in the discovery phase, there's going to be a lot of just time spent together, talking and learning and But our commitment is to get out of discovery into I know what I want phase. And then we go to, okay. So, so they need to hire you so that way you can help them in the discovery phase, which means they're going to go to open houses without you. They're going to look at other houses on their own. They might even do Zillow without you, but they're still committed to you because they hired you. Is this helping here, Sarah? Am I answering this?
Hello?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And make sure you're giving your buyers that little certificate. There's a certificate in the buyers section that you can give them that's got your contact info that basically says I'm being represented when they go to open houses without you. Make sure that you're printing that. It's got your contact information so that when they go into those open houses without you, the other agent, everybody knows that they're married to you.
Exactly.
They're committed.
Now, Sarah, do me a favor. Read me that question again, please.
Sure. And I see Linda actually had taken herself off mute.
I just muted Linda. Was that Linda? Was that who
Yes,
asked
that
the
was
question?
Linda.
Linda, I just muted you. There you go. Go ahead, Linda.
Okay, yeah, so what I hear you saying is we want to make sure and get a buyer representation agreement. Now, what happens during that is they get really nervous and they're not willing to move forward with a pre-approval. And so what I'm finding myself doing is, letting them into the MLS, giving them all that free information and still not wanting to move forward with a pre-approval. So that's like just shooting at I'm blinded. There's no target to shoot at because the criteria keeps changing. I mean, if we're going to look at homes in the $500,000 range and they only qualify for $350,000, there's going to be a lot of disappointment there. So,
well, Linda, what you need to do is you need to not have that happen. Now that's different because what you need to do with your buyers, and Linda, what you're doing is what a lot of agents do, you have to drive the bus on this. You know, you're the one in charge. See, when it comes to working with buyers, you have to say, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. And if they're not willing to dance with you this way, they don't work with them.
Oh, okay, perfect.
It's
Yeah.
very simple. So here's how I work with my clients. I help my clients, but you have to listen to me. If you go to the doctor, you listen to the doctor when they say, don't do that. If you don't do that, there's a consequence. So I'm your real estate doctor. I'm going to tell you the prescription on how to find your dream home. Step 1, go get pre-qualified to find out what your line of credit is. It's almost like having a line of credit checkbook. See, a bank needs to say, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, you qualify for $300,000. This is like a check for $300,000. Now you know we're not going to look at 400 because you don't have 100. You see, so you need to do that first. Second, then we're going to look at our budget, and then based on that number, that line of credit that the bank has given you, we're going to go look at what's out there. And in the discovery stage, we're going to take a lot of time trying to narrow stuff down. We might find in the discovery stage that there isn't a house for us, so we forget phase 2 and 3. That's it. We're done. We continue to rent and save money or some other plan. But anyway, do you follow me, Linda?
Yeah, I do. And so the first thing is getting the broker agreement with them before I even launch this.
Yes, because you can't talk authoritative if they haven't hired you.
Okay.
So you have them sit down, you say, okay, I'm very excited to work with you. This is how I work. It's a 6-step buying process. The first thing I want to do is inform you a little bit about me, because the reason why I want to do that, I want you to feel comfortable with me. Step 2, then we're going to look at, and so you go through what I've taught in the 6-step buying process. Step 1 in that informed stage is where you talk about you, your company, your credibility, and then you're going to say, I need you to hire me to be your rep as a buyer's agent. And once they hire you, you go on to the next step and the next step, and that's it. Okay.
Got it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome very
That
much.
6-step buying process is in the buyers tab of your classroom. And that's a great visual to help, and you can use Loanopoly as well. It's great to use visuals because that helps move people through emotional decision making, right? So I would use those as in the process.
I love what you're doing, Julie. Very good.